guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, this is what we're doing. Now it's only the eye portion that I'm going to be telling you what I did. At the later part of the video, you'll find out what's on my complexion. It'll also be listed down below in the description box, but this eye look I did using the Modern Renaissance palette. You guys know I've been using all of my old palettes lately. This is the last video I'm going to do using this palette, and then I'm going to move on to a different one. I haven't decided yet. It's between the ColourPop Makeup Shayla collab or the Morphe Boss Mood palette. I've used the ColourPop one before, but I think I want to do a smoky eye with it. I definitely want to use that shade Stallion, but the Boss Mood palette, I still haven't opened, and I've owned it for like a month. So, yeah, I'm done using this palette after this video. But in this look, I think I only used 5 shades. 3, 4. Yeah, I used 5 shades. Tempera, Golden Ochre, Raw Sienna, Warm Taupe, which I don't think I've used yet out of this palette, and of course Cypress Umber, that's my jam. So it's kind of a matte look, kind of a satin look. I mean, obviously I have highlight on my cheeks, but as far as my eyes go, it's a little bit more on the matte side. There's not really any sparkle. If anything, Tempera is more of a satin shade, and Golden Ochre, I just used it as a transition between Cypress Umber and Tempera. So I would call this eye look a more matte shade than I would a sparkly, or whatever term you want to use. I would call it a matte look. So if you want to know how I got this look, then keep on watching. So starting off, I'm using the shade Raw Sienna, and I'm going to be using that as my transition color right above my crease. Next, I'm going in with the shade Tempera, and I'm going to be using that on my brow bone. It's kind of like a borderline satin shade. I wouldn't call it a matte because it does have a little bit of a sheen, but not much. So, and I know you can see those brow hairs. Sorry about it, didn't get my brows done. Anyway, I'm putting that right underneath my brow. And then I'm using the shade Warm Taupe, and that's going to go in my crease. And I applied this shade slowly because it is a cool tone brown. And honestly, I don't like how cool tones look on me, so I didn't want to make sure that I didn't apply too much and then ruin the entire look. And this is going to be acting as a transition color between Cypress Umber that I'm going to apply later and Raw Sienna. Next, I'm using the shade Cypress Umber, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the outer V of my eye. And this is where Warm Taupe is really going to help, like I said, to help Cypress Umber transition into Raw Sienna. Without Warm Taupe there, it would probably look kind of crazy. So that's why I applied the Warm Taupe first. And then I'm going back in with Warm Taupe, like I said, to blend out Cypress Umber into Raw Sienna. And then I applied some concealer on my lid because this is kind of going to be a cut crease. And then I'm using the shade Golden Ochre to place right in front of Cypress Umber. And then I'm placing Tempera on the other side of Golden Ochre. So Golden Ochre is acting as a transition between Tempera and Cypress Umber. I'm just full of transitions in this makeup tutorial. And I cut out a lot of the blending because I did go back and forth to apply these colors just to get the look that I was going for. So if you do try to recreate this look, just know you are going to be blending a lot. And then of course I went in with my trusty NYX liquid liner in the shade Black, and this is a matte liquid liner. And then I tight lined with a Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Hooked on Espresso. And I also placed that on my bottom waterline. To smoke out this liner, I first went in with the shade Warm Taupe, and then below that I used the shade Raw Sienna on a fluffier brush. And then to darken my lashes on my outer V on my bottom lash line, I used the shade Cypress Umber on an eyeliner brush. And that's pretty much the eye look after you add top and bottom mascara. Alright, so I finished the eye look, and I'm sorry that you can see the towels in the back, but YOLO! Anyway, I wanted to show you guys the finished look because I did use a few new complexion products and I have my thoughts. So let's start with the foundation. You guys know I usually use my Estee Lauder Perfectionist foundation, but in the words of Kathleen Lights, that's expensive. So I'm looking for a dupe. So I went to Ulta and I picked up the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wearing Illuminating Foundation. And this is in the shade Nude Beige. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage, smooth, long wearing, flawless looking finish. Now this is not new. I think this has been out for like 2 years now. It's supposed to be the dupe to the Makeup Forever foundation or something like that. At least that's what it was marketed as, or, well, it wasn't marketed as, but the people that were reviewing it were saying it's very similar to the Makeup Forever foundation. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever used the Makeup Forever foundation, but this shit don't set. I mean, I have very dry skin, like very dry skin, and I'm touching my face right now and it is still sticky. So if you have oily skin, this is 100% not going to work for you. And like I said, I have extremely dry skin, flaky dry skin. You know, I have to exfoliate every 2 days. And this won't set on my skin. Now, I did powder the center of my face and on my cheeks so I could blend out my bronzer and contour and all that jazz, but all the other places that I didn't set, it's still sticky. So I'm probably gonna have to work with this, maybe see what it looks like when I set my entire face. I mean, it looks okay where I did powder it, so I mean, maybe it'll look okay if I powder my entire face, but usually I don't have to do that because I have extremely dry skin. And when you powder an illuminating foundation, it kind of like doesn't make it radiant anymore, you know? So, I'm gonna play with it, we'll see. But right now I'm just like, Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I was ranting at the end of it. Whatever, I'm discombobulated. Whatever, I hope you still enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And I'm going to be done using the Modern Renaissance palette now. I'm going to be moving on to the, I think I'm going to use the Makeup Shayla ColourPop collab. I think I'm going to do a smoky eye using that. And then I'm going to use the Morphe Boss Mood palette, which by the time I get all those videos up, those palettes are probably going to be considered like old or whatever, but they're new to me because I still haven't opened them. So, or I still haven't opened the Boss Mood one. So, you know. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!